Hello there, my name is Damien and I'm a public speaking coach and I help performers overcome public speaking anxiety or nerves related to speaking or performing in public. One of the things I want to talk about today is the idea that you don't have to go through with your public speaking or performing event. Now, you may be saying, hang on a minute, I've come to you because I want to overcome my public speaking fear. It's something that I have to do. Maybe it's for a job interview that you have coming up and you feel that this job interview is essential. So you have to overcome your public speaking nerves in order to be able to get this new job. Maybe it's for a promotion and you feel the same way. Maybe you're a musician or you're an actor and speaking and performing in public is just part of what you do. So the idea that you don't and can't do it and don't have to do it is completely alien to you. Now, I am not saying that we shouldn't speak in public or perform in public and go through with the events. In fact, it is pretty much impossible to go through life without having to do some sort of public speaking at some point. However, what I am saying is that if you find yourself at a point where your public speaking anxiety is causing you to be physically sick, filled with dread, constantly shaken, and absolutely hating what you are doing, then it is time that you reevaluate if that you can take another approach. Instead of forcing your way through the situation and forcing your way to just complete the speech or the performance, sometimes it's good if we stop and say, I'm not ready for this. I don't want to do this at the moment. I need to take some time out to work on what my fears are, and this is something that I can come back to. Even just saying that or hearing that, some of you will feel some relief at not having to force yourself into a situation that you desperately fear. So, what if you've been asked to do a speech or a presentation by your boss, for example, and your boss says this is a very important meeting that you have to lead, you have to do the presentation, and it's going to potentially generate millions or more for your company. These are very important clients, and you in your role are expected to do this speech. Well, in that situation, it could feel like there is no way out. You have to do this presentation no matter what. But is that completely true? Can you think, and if you're in a situation where you're forced to, often we can think very creatively, but can you think of another way in which this information can be delivered? Now, it may be you still have to partially do a presentation. Can the information be presented beforehand and sent to people? And then it can take the form of a discussion, for example. Now, I don't know, obviously, in terms of individual situations, what will be permitted in your company and by your boss and by your managers. But what I do know is that if you begin thinking creatively, you may be able to find a way to present your work that is not so terrifying to you. Can you suggest a questions and answers forum? Can you suggest an online forum? Can you suggest a roundtable discussion? And if you say to me, no, absolutely, the speech has to be in this format, I have to be stood in front of 300 people delivering, okay, is there any way that you can prepare those 300 people beforehand? Can you do it so it's more interactive, or there are slides that you can refer to that the audience is not always focused on you? Ultimately, we do not have to do things that terrify us until we feel more confident. Now, our mind will tell us that we will end up losing our job, we'll end up getting fired, etc., etc. But we sometimes need to question these thoughts and see if there's another way. Ultimately, I always say to people, if you find that public speaking or performance is just filling you to a point of dread and anxiety and making you sick, think more creatively about what else you can do. Musicians and actors are the same. You may feel that you have to go through with the play. Can you take some time out and just work on being more comfortable in front of people? Is there any other way that you can present your art so it still has the same impact, but it doesn't have the same level of intensity and fear? Now, without going into specifics, it's very hard to know what we can come up with. But really the purpose of this video is just to let you know that there is another way, and you don't have to force yourself to do something that you don't like doing. Speak to the people around you that have asked you to do the speech. You don't have to go into great detail about how you feel, but just find out if there's any way in which things can be presented creatively or differently, and see what you come up with. You might be surprised. People are very flexible when you give them alternatives and come up with creative ideas in order to do things. Maybe you could record a video beforehand, and that could be the bulk of your presentation. It's just something to think about. Let me know your ideas in the comments section about what you can do and ways in which you can creatively change your public speaking or performing event. Please like and subscribe to this video if you find it helpful, and share it with anyone that you think may benefit. Until next time, thank you.